Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We're from section 4 and our student master is Brother Muhammad Ihsan bin Shaharil. And before we start our presentation, I'll be introduce my group member. So firstly, me myself, Nadira, and this is Arifah, this is Zukrina, and lastly, this is Afnan. Okay, so what we'll be going to present today, firstly, we'll be present our triangular framework and our deep research of our portmanteau word, which is Wavera, and our painting, lastly, our pop-up model. So, let's start with Afnan first.
Firstly is a triangle framework, which is a portmanteau, abstract painting and canvas. Next is portmanteau word. Our group is named Wavera, which a combination of wave and rain. And the WH5 question is our guideline to do research on the painting. And the Wavera consists of wave, rain, sun and moon. So next one is the type of abstract art, which is Fauvism, and expressionism. So there's example of the abstract art. Next is our president study on abstract painting, and the synthesis of our artwork is principles of design that has been commonly used in our art is movement, contrast, asymmetrical and datum, while the color is warm color and cool color. So the big oyster is our study based on the art painting. This is a book composition. The Islamic perspective is from the Surah Al-Kahf, ayah 50 verse 9, and Surah An-Nur, ayah 24 verse 40. And this is a design proposal. The chosen design is in the middle. This will be explained later by the girls.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is our paintings, Wavera. And in this painting, the elements is sun, moon, waves, and also rain. Okay, basically, Wavera is the combination of wave and rain. But in this painting, we include sun and moon because sun and moon is the main causes why waves happen. Waves happen because of the gravitational pull from the sun and the moon during the night and day. There are several principles of design in these paintings, which is movement, datum, contrast, and also asymmetry. Okay, the first principle of design is the movement. The wave shows the movement. It moves from the bottom of the canvas until to the top of the canvas. And the waves in this painting, during the night, it is bigger because of the sea breeze. Okay, for the second principal design is datum, and the datum is the sun. We can see that all the waves in the ocean, the waves is moving to the sun. This painting is asymmetry. As we can see, the paintings is heavy to this side, and there is also contrast, which is which is the color in these paintings. We use the warm color and also the cool color.
Okay, next, we'll be going to present our task 2, which is pop-up model. Firstly, we'll be present the definition of pop-up, and then the origin of pop-up, the type of pop-up, the famous paper artists, and our precedent studies, case studies, and lastly, our design proposal, and not to forget, Islamic perspective.
Okay, first, pop-up means a book or type that contains folded paper that rise up in 3D shape, and it is also one of the origami architecture. There are two types of pop-up, which is V-folds and parallel folds. The technique of V-folds is right angle, acute angle, pointed, obtuse angle, asymmetric. And the technique for parallel folds, which is parallelogram, symmetric and asymmetric. This is the famous paper artist of pop-up. For the President Studies, we search on Cinderella by Watchtes Covasta, Basilica di San Marco by Giovanni Russo, Flower and Crystal by Peter Dehman, and The International Circus by Lothar Megendorfer, and the last is Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum by Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay, this is the analysis of general President Studies, and this is our analysis of Wavera President Studies. We have Father Days Gift Pop, Illustration, Self-Extreme Guide, Pop-Up Paper Shell, and The Big Blue. The synthesis of the architectural language that we get from the President Studies of Wavera are movement, asymmetry, contrast, hierarchy, warm color and cool color. Next, for the design proposal, I will pass to Nadira.
Okay, next we will proceed with our design proposal. So firstly, this is our first design proposal, and the principle of design involved in this design proposal is datum, movement, asymmetry, and last but not least is contrast. So as we can see from the slide, there is side view from the right, the front view, and lastly the side view from the left. Next, we proceed with our second design proposal. This is our second design proposal, and the principle of design involved in this second design proposal is emphasis, variety, asymmetry, and lastly movement. So as we can see at the slide, there is front view, and then the left view and right view also. And this is the analysis of the design proposal. And lastly, this is our chosen design. This is the analysis of design proposal 1 and design proposal 2. Before we start present our pop-up model, let me present the Islamic perspective of arts from Professor Hashim Kamali, Chief Executive Officer of the International Institute of Advanced Islamic Studies Malaysia. It says, Islam's view of beauty, rhythm, and psychological penetrating language is an integral part of what is known as inimitability or ijaz of the Al-Quran. So let's proceed with the pop-up model. Okay, now let's proceed with the design process. So this is our first design process. We discovered this method, which is V-fold, as mentioned by Arifah just now. This is V-fold method. We repeat the V-fold method in parallel line so that it will stack like this. And then we discover another one type, which is the parallelogram. This one, this parallelogram is actually stand by the cut of the paper here, as we can see here. And we decided to combine these two methods, and we have our pop-up model, which is this one. This part is the parallelogram part. As we can see, there is cut of paper there, and this is the V-fold part there. Okay, and there are two. This is the calm wave, the day, and the night. And this is the angry wave. The angry wave during the day is because of the debris, and this is the angry wave during the night. The wave is bigger compared to the calm wave here. Ta-da! Okay, so the principle of design for this pop-up same as the painting, which is contrast. There is contrast in the color, which is here is the shade of yellow and the blue, so the color is contrast. And then there is rhythm and movement. As we can see, the wave is move, and we can see it has its rhythm, and there is hierarchy as the wave start from smaller to big wave. We can see it here also, here, and then here. Okay, and lastly, it is asymmetric as there is no symmetrical line in this pop-up. That's all from me. Thank you.